welcome to the 6th Rooster Teeth community highlight with me, Matthew, as your host, to show you 5 of the community submissions to make sure they get the attention they deserve. This episode this week is released on a Wednesday instead of the usual Friday. This is because I'm going to the Reading and Leeds Festival. I mean, giving you a little bit of insight into my life that for the next few days I'm going to be pitching a tent and not like a physical tent, not my trousers. Oh my gosh. So basically this is me just saying that this release on the Wednesday is a one-time thing, although it's bound to happen in the future. But this next week continues as normal on the Friday. I know I hate to get you guys hopes up so that you think you get more content, but I'm a lazy bastard. I'm drinking out of a jar. I do that now. It's kind of the hipster thing that I do, drinking out of jars. They weren't used before, at least I hope not. Up first, we have this poster done by ECT Monster of the Achievement Hunter guys, and something about his style is really, really eye-catching. I mean, it's borderline disturbing. Not to get anything wrong with the image, but for one, the amount of roses raised vomiting up, while accurate, I can't imagine him doing it in real life. Kind of painful. They have roses, they have thorns, and blood is horrible. And Jeff, for example, the way he's eyeing that tower does sort of make him look like a heroin addict. Not saying that not saying he is, but I mean, what I really like that ECT Monster has done here is he's captured elements of the early Minecraft Let's Play. I mean, obviously you have Jax holding a brick, obviously because his nature of building a house, that's a given. You have Michael striving with a sword in hand, somewhat fueling the rage that Mogar has. And obviously you have Gavin looking devious as ever. I mean, give him a lava bucket, he's probably going to ruin someone's day and then be killed, probably by his own lava. One thing I also like about this image is how there is actually Jeff's home in the distance, which, in fairness, is a large percentage of Achievement City. It's a landmark to itself, and I'm sure whenever these guys are lost, they really just have to look up to the sky limit and just see, oh look, there's a giant grey block. Wonder what that could be. Jeff's house. iRead23 did this incredibly lifelike image of Bernie, which is actually his first debut on the Rooster Teeth community highlight. What I really like about this image is not only its realism and lifelike to Bernie as a real person, is the fact that it does capture his tendency to stare at his phone during the patch, the podcast, and not most things, but just those the way he is staring at his phone, surrounded by beer and some bottles of water, it does sort of appear that not bad sort of face, and somewhat begs the question, what is on Bernie's screen? My bet would probably be Gavin dick pics, but, you know, it could maybe he's looking at some images of puppies. Probably dick pics. It's always dick pics. Always goes back to dick pics. One thing that I noticed is the fact that on the back of Bernie's phone there is a small Rooster Teeth logo, which does again, it's the recommendation of what we want this week, is a Rooster Teeth phone case. You know, maybe just a sticker. Actually, they do stickers. Buy stickers. I just burped, that is. I mean, I kept it contained, I remained formal, but it just ruined what I just said. Although, I'm lazy, so I'm probably gonna use this anyway. Up next, we have this recreation of the Rooster Teeth logo done by JPEG. And I just have to take a moment to say I do like this guy's name, because it is somewhat a play on words, and with the image format JPEG, which, I mean, I like JPEG, while it does somewhat cause my image to pixelate and have high compression, it's got small file sizes. So, listen, you're getting edumacated, which is a word that I've coined, staying. But no, this recreation of the Rooster Teeth logo is incredibly smooth. It looks very professional, and it sort of kind of makes you think about, you know, the introduction to any of the Pixar movies with the little lamp. It makes you kind of think that maybe the rooster should come down and take a bite out of one of the letters. Maybe that's something he can do in the future, if you're an animator. I mean, JPEG, you don't have to. It's just, you know, recommendation. There's also something kind of scary about a rooster with teeth. I mean, even with the little beak thing, that's scary enough because it peck at you. But with teeth, it also kind of makes me think about how different this image would be if the company was still named Cockbite, which, if you guys know, was actually going to be Rooster Teeth's first name, but before they got popular, they thought, well, maybe we should go for something a little bit more. And Rooster Teeth is just somewhat of a synonym for Cockbite. I guess it would just be a cock with teeth, which I guess is somewhat of a good thing, that always with Rooster Teeth there's something you can find that directly connects to dicks. Up next we have this image done by rotten_brain, and if you guys watch the WWE Let's Play, you know it is of Rey Narvaez Sr. Although it somewhat does beg the question that if that truly is Rey's dad, I think the apple fell quite far from the tree. Not saying that Rey is not very muscular, but he doesn't look a thing like his dad. Maybe it's the mask, and the mask just adds like, let's say, like, you know, the camera adds like 10 pounds, the mask adds like 10 pounds of muscle. During the Let's Play, Rey's dad wrestled with Spider-Man and the Corporate Pirate, whereas Rey, on the other hand, wrestled a fence in one Versus episode, ate shit. And actually, that's in his words. So, yeah, no, the apple did fall quite far from the tree, although I would like to see Rey's dad try and get as high of a gamer score. Your dad's proud of you, Rey. Finally, this week we have this image done by Vnix. Sorry, I had to actually read that one because I can't pronounce it. This week you win the complimentary prize of me not being able to pronounce your name. I'm going to put a star by your name of every week, so you feel special and stand out because your name is impossible for me to pronounce properly. What they've done here is created this image of Jean Arc. And over the last few weeks, I've shown you a load of Ruby fan art, and a lot of them have been focusing on the females in the show. So I thought, let's show a little bit of man pride, which... Man pride. Jean Arc, or better known by some as Vomit Boy, is actually voiced by Miles Una, which is one of the creators of Ruby. How awesome is that, to be creating your own anime and also being able to voice a guy in it? I mean, that's a case for a few of them, but that's pretty cool. What I really like about this image is how it captures this sort of innocent side. I mean, from what we know this far, he is incredibly clumsy. And I mean, we haven't had a chance to see him in actual combat yet, but he's got a good heart in the right places. He just hasn't got good feet in the right places, causing him to fumble. I think what a lot of people like about Jean is, apart from being some comedic relief, is his weapon. I mean, it is incredibly unique when you look at everyone out there who has these fancy weapons that both also operate as guns and kill people. Jean simply just has a sword and shield, which might seem plain to some, but it's very true. I'm getting very deep and emotional here on what is purely speculation, but see, that's the thing. You get all walks of life in this show. You go from talking about dicks to talking about emotions. Next week, puppies. I'm not gonna get. I can't. I've made a promise I can't keep. I'm sorry. Within the third episode, the Achievement Hunter special, I asked you guys a question, and now that a few answers are in, I'm going to show you two of the best answers. The question was, if you could challenge anybody in the Achievement Hunter office to a game for Versus, what game would you choose and who would you play it against? Judson Palmer commented saying that he would challenge Gavin to any video game, because I think we somewhat know that Gavin's skill in video games is subpar, to say the least. Although, in Versus, he has been bringing them back. He is, I believe right now, currently the holder, which could change any moment. Literally, he's probably lost it already. Whereas Tori Gates, on the other hand, she said that she would challenge Caleb to Fusion Frenzy, which I guess is a safe bet, because, I mean, it's hard for him to screen look you over Xbox Live. He'll find a way. He really, really, really likes to cheat. It's fine, he's only the community manager, you can just pick on him. Everyone else does. The next question I'm asking you guys is all focused around Rage Quit. If you could get Michael to play any game for Rage Quit, what game would you recommend? I mean, maybe it could be something he should revisit. Go back to Surgeon Simulator. That was a fan favourite. Or maybe, you know, more No Loco No. No cats. Always want my cereal. Fast. As always, don't forget to check out the Rooster Teeth podcast, episode 232. I can't count that high. But this episode starts off with Gavin talking about cats and mirrors. So, you know, I wouldn't trust Gavin with my cat, although I would give my cat away so he would stop eating my cereal. But as always, it's been me, Matthew. If you guys have any submissions, be sure to send it in as rtcommunity@live.com or comment me on the Rooster website. I'm Matt Chow on the site, or even inbox me here. Literally, there's no end of ways you could contact me. Please do. I'm lonely. I'm not. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in again next week. See you guys later then. I'm gonna keep waving until I'm a. Bye! Got this wire on my leg. Get off my leg! God, that's the problem with long wires. They just